And if I don't feel validated in that amenity being or that piece of equipment being a value add to the wellness ecosystem we built, then it's not implemented,
Yeah.
right? Because those things are also a part of your business model that you have to underwrite of how can I get the ROI back on that float tank? And for example, right? And using float tanks as an example because it's really real life example, but our current massage room was built in the construction documents to be a float tank room with 2 float tanks. Float tanks are around $50,000-$60,000. So that's $120,000 of equipment for, 300 square feet. I did 4 or 5 dinners in our space when it was just a white box with just people in the community reaching out before we opened on LinkedIn and saying, hey, like doing this founder dinner. Who wants to join me? I'll cater some food. Come check out and learn what I'm trying to build at Do Not Disturb. And this was probably 9 months leading up to before we opened. So we had 4 or 5 of these. And I had a projector I would put on the white wall and it would just go through all the renderings that the architect had designed. And I would kind of just walk through people through the vision, right? Like this relax room is going to be in this corner. We're standing in one of the private contrast suites. That float tank room will be behind this wall that we're going to demolition. That bathroom will be right here, and these columns will be hidden and woven throughout the space, so you won't even notice we got 3 columns in our suites. And my point of doing that was, one, to get real-time feedback,
Yep.
get real-time reaction, understand and talk to potential customers and just the consumer at large. And one thing I got from that was, I would say we have saunas, cold plunges, and float tanks. And everybody would be like, oh, that's cool, but what's a float tank? I heard that like 10 times. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't be spending $120,000 on float tanks because what is the ROI
Yeah.
and what is the real opportunity to really make that back and then have some margin on top. And so things like that, intentional decisions, but also doing the work, going out into the field and really talking to people allowed, to your question, for us to not have a $200,000 piece of equipment that we now have to pass on to the
Yeah.
consumer.